What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's Fuzzy here. Hope we're all having an absolutely fantastic day. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Future Stars 86 rated Roger Ibanez card. Going to do a little bit of a review on him. And before we dive into the video, if you do enjoy it, please do leave a thumbs up on it. It's greatly appreciated. It helps me out. It helps the algorithm, all that good stuff. And if you're new around here, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're close to 500 and we're on the road to try and hit 1,000 to get into the YouTube partner program. But let's dive into this. We've got Roger Ibanez. I bought him for 88,000 coins. But that has since changed. He's not that. He is 58,000 coins in Xbox now, so I've lost, what, 30k since, but I don't really mind. I'm a Roma fan. I want to have him in the team anyway. And he's 70k on PlayStation, 60k on PC, if you're on PC. He is medium high, which is, for me, people say low high is the best for a defender, but I think this year, and I did agree for a long time, but this year I think the medium high is really nice. He's right footed with 2-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot. Now, this is where I want to talk briefly. People have been complaining about this and how it ruins the card. But can we remember for a second that this is a centre back? I'm aware that like having a 5-star weak foot in the centre back is more ideal. Yes, you can comfortably play on either foot, but saying like a 2-star weak foot is a deal breaker on a centre back is a little bit weird for me. He's right footed, play him on the right hand side. Majority of passes are going to be on his right foot. If you have to play him on the left hand side, just be aware of it. Like 99% of players will be fine. So I think that argument's a bit weird, and we'll dive into why that argument's weird in a little second when we do some comparisons. For me, I played 6 games with him so far, and I really like this card. But we're going to go into a bit more. We're going to play some more of Champs gameplay, so I can sort of capture certain moments for you guys and get a bit of an idea. He's 6'1" as well, which is a good height with the dribbling as well. So he's 6'1" with a high and average body type with the 81 agility and 77 balance. So he feels nippy for a centre back. Well, I had changed away from using Koza and had put in like the Moments Kier card and Zakaria as well, Zakaria, whichever you want to pronounce it. And they felt a little bit heavy compared to Koza. So putting Ibanez back in beside Koulibaly gives me that sort of like nimble, speedy player feel, as well as having the big bulky guy. His pace is obviously fantastic. 88 acceleration, 86 sprint speed with that agility and balance and the high and average with a 6'1" body type. He just feels quick. He's really nice on the ball. Another bit to sort of nitpick, people complain about his passing, and basically the passing and the 2-star weak foot kills the card. Now, I'll say 40 vision isn't ideal for me. But what I want to look at really quickly is Koulibaly, because he's got 55 vision. So yes, it's plus 15 with the 67 on his short pass and long pass. But Ibanez has better short pass and long pass compared to the vision. The vision for a centre back, like if people deem like having 60 vision plus for centre back being good, if you actually plan on where the pass is going to go, you're fine like 99% of the time. Yes, the game's a little bit glitchy sometimes. Vision for me makes a bigger difference with you're trying to play really crazy long balls, stuff like that, or if you're trying to play a pinpoint pass. Honestly, with a centre back, you're just playing it out. Having 80 short passing, he's fine to play out the back. 70 long pass, even he can play it into the midfield. Like, it's honestly not an issue. If you're trying to play a through ball from your centre back all the way to your left winger who's making a run, yes, okay, you're not going to be able to play that pass as well. But really, how often are you doing that? If anything, you should be having a CDM or drop between defenders to come do that for you. So I think that argument is, I say we'll look into the 2-star weak foot argument again. I think I understand why it's there. It would be nice to have more vision, but it is what it is. It doesn't really ruin the card. Reactions at 92 is really nice. Ball control is 85, which is good. 65 dribbling, and 83 composure. So the composure is, for me, the only place where I'd say it would have been nice to have it like closer to the 90s. But outside of that, his dribbling stats for a centre back are so good. His defending, 88 interceptions, plus 88 defensive awareness. The stand tackle and the slide tackle both really good. His physicals for a centre back are good, I will say not great. He's got really nice stamina, which is good, especially because for me, I feel like using him in a 3 centre back formation at right centre back with 86 stamina just helps a lot. 85 strength and 84 aggression is good for a centre back, so we're not. It's great. And what I'll say, I've put a shadow on him because I really just wanted to test out the max pace, but I think a lot of people could consider the anchor because it's cheaper. And so Footbin, if you put the shadow on him, it calls him a 91 rated centre back. Anchor says he's 92. If you had the anchor on instead, the acceleration goes to 93, sprint speed goes to 91. The interceptions, rather than being 98, will be 93. The heading actually still goes 85. The defensive awareness still goes to 93. And then he gets plus 10 on the standing and sliding tackle. So again, you get plus 15 technically on sliding tackle with the shadow. So yeah, he goes to 97 stand tackle still, and then still 97 slide as well. But his strength will go up to 95, and his aggression would be 89, plus jumping goes to 86. So because I play him beside Koulibaly, I'm not too worried about him being a bullish centre-back. But if you're not playing him beside Koulibaly and you need him to be your stronger centre-back, maybe that's where you put the anchor on him. So it's really, you can use either of them. I'm going to continue to do the shadow on him because I just want that pace maxed out with how the meta is right now. And I'm going to flick over to Footbin just for 2 seconds to show a quick comparison of why I think he's such a good card for the price. And I'm pretty sure in the title I'm going to be calling him like Eder Militao 2.0 or the new Eder Militao, because for me he is like, he fits that bill so well as like the new Eder Militao card, and he's just insanely cheap. And I know links play a part. He's Brazilian, which is good links, but the Roma links outside of maybe linking to Spinazzola like we have done, and if you have the Zaniolo card, but I'll say he's not a fantastic card. Really, you're strong linking into Spinazzola. You could play like Di Natale here and get a triangle, but his links for hybrid are a little bit tougher. Okay, so this is him with the anchor applied, so you can see obviously we've got the shadow on him. That's the boost it gives him. But what I want to do is compare him to Eder Militao initially, and then also one of the new cards in the game. So Eder Militao, the one thing straight away to remember, this is a numbers up card, so the dribbling stat is the one that's getting like crazily upgraded for Militao. I believe that dribbling will go to 99 in April, so obviously his dribbling is going to be insane, and that's something we're not going to really be able to compare Ibanez about, because that's the special part of that card. But I want to look at everything else. So Militao does have a 3-star weak foot, so that's handy. They're both right-footed, but I'm going to be honest, playing out from the back with a 2-star weak foot as opposed to a 3-star weak foot isn't going to make any bloody difference. If this was 5-star, big talking point, but it's 3. It's not huge. They're both 6'1". What I want to know is Ibanez has dive into tackle straight, and for players like Chiellini and I think Kante, that makes a voice break. That makes a huge difference, and I've noticed that he just like loves winning the ball back. High medium versus medium is better work rates, so I think the better work rates plus dives into tackle, I would prefer that over having the 3-star weak foot. So and I'm trying to put my Roma bias aside here. If you guys don't know, I'm a Roma fan, so I'm trying to put that bias aside. But Militao is 321k as opposed to 59k if we're looking at Xbox, 67 to 421. In-game stats wise, it's Eder Militao has more stats because of the dribbling, the shooting, and the passing, and obviously some of that plays a difference. PS wise, Ibanez is better, marginally, but he's better. Shooting wise, he's not as good, but you're honestly using a centre back, it doesn't really matter that much. The passing, Militao has a big heads up in the vision, like he's got an extra plus 22 vision, but it's still 62. It's not like you're not going to be pinging those balls across, and the crossing's big. His short passing is 1 better, and his long passing is 4 better. So for the short passing and the long passing, which for me is what really matters, there's very little in it. The vision, as I say, I've already had that argument. So I feel like the passing, Militao is a little bit better, but not crazy. Agility and balance, you sort of bounce between the two, they're very close. It's the composure, the dribbling, and the reactions on the Eder Militao card that really win it for him. And obviously that's what this numbers up promo was about for him, so they're going to be good. But 65 dribbling for a centre back is good. 83 composure, having the ball control 85, consider that 87, and then it's 92 reactions, is not too far off. And yes, they're the same rating on the cards, but this one is almost 300k more expensive. But the stats aren't too dissimilar. Defending wise, Ibanez is a better defender, marginally. It's only plus 1s and 2s. He's got 1 less aggression, 2 more strength, 2 less stamina, and less jumping. So on the defending physical side of things, these cards are bang on. Ibanez is a little bit better, I'd say. On the PS side of things, Ibanez has those little ups. It's really a couple of the key dribbling stats and vision, if you want to argue about it. That's where Eder Militao is better. For 300k though, so Ibanez is essentially just a cheap Eder Militao. That's what it is. If you want to look at someone else who's recently in the game, it's Lacroix. He's almost £1 million on PlayStation. He's 790k on Xbox. His pace is better, yes. He's got 1 less acceleration, but much better sprint speed. His shooting again better. His vision, much better at 73. I'll give him that. And the short passing is 9 better, and the long passing is 10 better. So Lacroix's passing is better. What I want to note here is Lacroix's taller at 6'3", so yeah, he's got that bit more bullishness. No traits to speak of. High medium, so he's got the ideal work rates. But he's also 2-star, 2-star. So people made this big massive thing that Ibanez is not a good centre back because of 2-star, 2-star. But then Lacroix 2-star, 2-star. So, each to their own. Dribbling wise, Ibanez is better outside of composure. I'd say the dribbling being a +3 is not a hugely difference, but he's got better ball control by a fair amount. The reactions are a bit better. Agility and balance just a little bit more. Defensive awareness stats aren't quite as good, but he's got better stamina and then loses on strength. I will say this Lacroix card is better, but he ain't 700k better, and the argument for the 2-star is just so I want to be aware of. So we're going to jump into gameplay now. I'll get a few clips off this card for you guys so you can have a bit of an idea, and then I'll give the final verdicts. I know we talked a little bit more than usual there at the start of the video, but it's really good to sort of give an in-depth explanation on the player and some of the decisions on it. Now what I'm doing here is I'm playing my last 3 playoff matches. It is Saturday and I'm not even started a proper championship, which is a bit weird, but we can try and get an extra rank for some extra rewards. And I noticed, or sorry, remember that I haven't shown you where he's playing in game. There's 2 formations we're testing this weekend, and the one that's the best for me is what we're going to post. I'll try not to show too much of them. The 4-2-3-1 and the 3-4-1-2 is what we're testing. Ibanez is playing here as a left centre back. Obviously we're saying he's 2-star weak foot, so I'll sort of be able to show you guys where the weak foot doesn't matter too much. And then in the 3-4-1-2, we flick across, you can see Ibanez is the right centre back on the outer side of things. Obviously I'm testing these 2, whichever's best will be the Monday's custom tactics. And let's dive into it. And just to run into the game here, I've got Footbin up through. I think he's probably the best centre back for under 100k. Soyuncu is on the market for 54k, very good centre back, I've used a lot. Christian's 57k. Ibanez is there at 59k, showing for me. Skriniar for 70k is cheap. Ibanez and Skriniar would be a really good pairing. Outside of that, there's the Delit SBC, but he was an SBC at 98k. There's the new Indica Future Stars card, who's 100k. And then there's Kunde, his fire version at 100k. So I feel like Ibanez is really in that debate as being like possibly the best centre back for under 100k and getting close to 50k on the game. I just want to flick the ball to him just so you guys can get an idea for like how he looks and feels like running with the ball and stuff and passing it. Like his dribbling stats are high for a centre back. So just to sort of showcase what he looks like in game. It's hard to get an idea for you guys what he feels like in game, but just to sort of give you an idea of what he looks like. Just to run with him a little bit, like he's a fast centre back. Like he's fairly nippy on the ball. Rodri Ibanez just wins the ball back there. A little bit of strength, a little bit of power in the ball. That's without the anchor as well. So you can just see, just steps in, wins the ball back. Simple sort of. This is the interceptions you should be expecting players to make. That's what you want from a centre back. But it's important to check because like there's some promo centre backs and some cards in the game that just how they are and how the coding works. They just don't fit. Oh, Brahim the Dream. Such a good card, man. Such a good card. That cam is so nice. It's like Ibanez is one of those centre backs. Like I'm really just pushing the limits here. I wouldn't normally be like sort of attacking with him like this, but it's like I'm comfortable with him on the ball. Like I'm confident. Obviously, I know he needs to be on the right foot for the passing, but like I'm confident with his dribbling and his like composure and everything on the ball, just to be able to make that difference, be able to step up winning if needed. We might have a rage quit here. Zaniolo, oh man, I'm so glad I got that rule breaker Zaniolo back in the team. He's just fun, man. I'm behind him as an attacking defensive midfielder, and he's just built so much more than an attacking player with his like 3-star in height. Alright, so we just got a free win, which is wonderful, but doesn't help me with testing Ibanez. So I'm pretty sure I included it at the intro of the video, like after I give my little intro. It's Roger Ibanez. But I just want to remind you guys of the goal he scored against Ajax in the Europa League, because it was a screamer. Just for context, we have been playing the 4-2-3-1 here as well, and we've been playing him at the left centre back position for these past 2 games, and we'll see how this one goes. I pulled him out, but you can see Ibanez there, and the recovery pace was very good. I was just pissing around, pulling him forward and seeing how far I could go with him, really. But the recovery pace was good, the high medium work rates, with him being quick as well, just gets right back. Look at that for an interception. That's where that diving into tackles and like his high interception just mean, like what I was saying, the 6 games I played beforehand without recording, he just did that a lot. I've fucked that attack up, but he did that sort of defending like just a lot for me. Like just steps in and makes interception when needed to. Again, big legs, gets the ball, really nice. Raheem the Dream to Martinez. Love to see it. I think for centre backs it's really hard for reviews. Obviously I did a causa review as well way back, and it had a really good reception, but it can be tough sometimes to sort of showcase the defenders, especially like it's FIFA's a game where a lot of the time it's all just focusing on the goal scoring, so it can be hard to get those showcasing moments. But thankfully at the start of this game, that's 2 moments already where Ibanez is really just showing what I was trying to describe. Oh, young King Zaniolo. Oh, Serie A's got an agenda against him. The officials do anyway, but he balls out. Ibanez track that. Oh, a little bit sketchy there. little bit sketch, but you know, like, all defenders have those moments in FIFA, so there you go, win the ball back. Obviously that's my positioning, but nice to know you get, he wins it back. There was a little bit of sketchy positioning beforehand, but with how this game is, man, the inconsistency that every centre back has moments like that. Like, obviously that was, his vision's not great, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can, that pass was awful, but the pass that Ibanez played out there, if you can aim where you're passing, like, he'll make those passes. See, I ran out with him there, made the tackle, made the stop. Oh, I made a run with him here. Jesus, that's a decent ball through. That was a decent ball through. Pretty sure on his weak foot as well. Go rush out with him again here. I dragged him out. That was my bad. Can we just appreciate what happened there? It was defended by me, but I swear Magnan could have picked that up. That was weird. Oh, the slide tackles from him were good. He can slide tackle. That's what I love. I love those big lunging slide tackles. So that's good. Is he gonna let that go? It is. Love that. All started from a big slide tackle from Ibanez. Get the counter attack going. Love that. I think it's the dives into tackles. Obviously, it's an AI trait, but then whenever you want to dive in for slide tackles too, like he's your man for it. Fights to the badge kind of thing. Oh, I thought that was messed up. There you go. Love to see it. So Damsgaard, if you're considering him, obviously he was like 40k when I bought him. I think he's still around that price. In front of goal finishing, he's not been as strong for me, but I'm using him as a wide cam, and creatively, he's really nice. That was shambolic defended by me right there. That was shambolic, Jesus Christ. Let's see if we can get this game finished off and get the win, and that'll finish our playoffs. Don't know, it depends how this half goes. I don't know if we need much more gameplay with Ibanez to really show off what he's all about. We've had 1 free win, 2 games. I played 6 games with him beforehand, so I've had that experience, and obviously just been able to showcase a few bits for you guys. So, like I said, his passing's fine, honestly. If you try to do intricate passing with him, obviously you're gonna have issues because of the vision. See that he was ready for that. Oh. See, well, out there, he was ready for that tackle, but he Eusebio just bodied off him, and obviously that happens sometimes in FIFA. Like that's just how the game is. But maybe that's where you want the anchor on him, just make him that little bit more of a bully. But I have Koulibaly for that. Koulibaly is my bully, so that's the. There's been iffy defending for me. That's the first time where I feel like I've done everything right with Ibanez, and he just, Eusebio just bounced off him. So just be aware of that. Maybe that's where you might want the anchor. But so far for me, I think I like the shadow just for that PS outlet. Oh, what a finish! What a finish! Wins that ball well, even with the lower jumping. Well, that wasn't. Look at that for a tackle! I honestly thought it was going to be a foul. I just kind of went for that. I was insane. That's what I mean by the pace, though. The pace is real, and I think even with anchor, you still feel really good. Right place, right time from Ibanez. That was just really AI position. There's nothing special about that. Well, Ibanez, got the pace, lovely stuff. Alright, well, we won that game, 6-5. The 5 goals conceded isn't really a good indication of how Ibanez was. That's just one of those games of FIFA where it's constantly back and forth. I think gameplay-wise, that kind of ends it for the Ibanez stuff. We'll give a final verdict now in a second after the game, but I feel like I've played, what, 10 games with them now, maybe 11 games. 3 of them were recorded here, and there's some clips I've been able to cut for you. It's a defender, there's not too much more I can really show. But yeah, I've had enough games on to give a really strong verdict here. Okay, guys, so the final verdict, 9 games played. I think, did the Reg quit not quit? Oh no, it is 9 games I've played on, that is right. I've just finished Champions Playoffs, finished rank 3. Ibanez was in the team for 9 of those 10 games. Really good centre back, man. Really, really good centre back. I love him with the shadow. If you want him to be a bit more bullish, put the anchor on him. I think for the price, it's just so hard to beat. Like, there's always these things about how good the Serie A is for pricing. I'm just trying to refresh it. 66,000 coins on PlayStation, 56,000 coins on Xbox. Obviously, I've taken a loss since I bought him, but I don't mind. I want him in the club. I imagine with his rating and him being a rare, a common gold normally, people will pack him a lot, and that's probably what the price is about. So I think if you guys are on a budget, or even if you've got like 2 million to spend, but you just want like a good centre back to throw in, like for the price, Ibanez is it, man. He is Eder Militao 2.0. I feel like I used Eder Militao a lot in past FIFAs, not as much in this FIFA. I used it a few times in draft, but I feel like he just is that new Eder Militao card. He's fast, dives into tackles, wins the ball back. His dribbling's really nice. Like 75 dribbling for a centre back with those stats is really tidy. The passing for me wasn't too much of a problem on the 2-star weak foot. Didn't really have any issues with that. I tried to play one long ball, which I didn't include, which was on his weak foot, and it went out of play because it's down the byline. So it's like, obviously you're not going to ping long ball passes with him, but I think for the price, compared to other cards like in Indica, I think Niakate is under 50k now. I feel like for that price point, he is in a pool of players where he is possibly the best player and arguably the best centre back for under 100k on the game right now. Obviously, you've got Golden Bambe, still a beast, but I think for under 100k promo card guy, Ibanez is incredible, and that's me removing my bias as well. He's going to be in my team probably for the rest of the game cycle, unless there's another Roma card in team this season. That's where my bias is at. I think if you had the budget to buy Eder Militao, maybe you buy him and try him out, but I think for the coin differences, Ibanez is really good value for money. And you guys, if you need a Brazilian centre back or you need a new centre back for your Serie A squad, I think pairing him with that Skriniar card, I mean, combined, what are you talking, 130k for that combination? Really good. If you have Koulibaly, his player of the month, his informs and red picks this week, you might be getting him. That Koulibaly and Ibanez partnership really good. Spinazzola is one of the best left back, arguably the best left back in the game. This card is 175k on the market, 5-star, 4-star. And obviously, he's really good, nice to link. So that's going to be the video for today. If you enjoy it, please do give a thumbs up on it. It's greatly appreciated. It just helps me know that you guys like these sort of player reviews. Don't do them as much because we're trying to find what works on the channel. If you guys can let me know. Let me know down in the comments down below what you think of Ibanez. If you'd buy it, if you would put him into your team, where does that stand for you? I want to build a Roma past and present soon where I can have a really tidy backline, which I'm going to post about on Twitter. So make sure you check that out and join the Discord. It's linked down below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully Ibanez helps you in your backline and your squad builder. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.